Joe, quite a tough one to take this evening, losing it right in the very death of the game. What did you make of it out there?
Yeah, it was yeah, bit of a mental game, to be honest. I think um, it's hard to. I mean, we're obviously like 5-10 minutes after, so it's hard to gauge everything. But really entertaining game. I thought both teams were outstanding at different phases. I thought they were outstanding in the first half, Farnham, and I thought we were fantastic in the second half. Um, we could have been 2 or 3 down at half time. We weren't bad. I thought they were just really good. And then flip that. We obviously should have scored a number of goals in the second half. Disappointingly, it was always going to come down to one way or the other. Someone was going to nick it, and yeah, they've done it with the last kick. So that's a really tough one to take. A really tough one. I think we're just immensely proud of the boys. I think to go in at half time at 1-1, we were lucky. And like I said, I don't think we were bad. I just thought they were really good. We were lucky to go in at 1-1, and then to come out and react the way we did. I don't think we dominated them, but I thought we were very good in that second half. Created a number of chances, and yeah, we've lost with a tough one to take at the end.
As you said, it's probably one of the highest quality games of football you will ever see at this level. What is the general feel of the lads after the results?
They'll be gutted. They'll be gutted and frustrated. It's one of them ones, and it's one of them ones that in the heat of the moment after the game, there's a lot of emotion because it was obviously full throttle. It was really intense. Like you said, the quality was just immense from both teams, I thought. So there'll be a lot of emotion with the lads, but at the same time, I think when we reflect on it, the message is if you play how we did in the second half, we will win 95% of the games that we play this season, because we were just top draw in that second half against one of the best teams in the league. And then the tough thing to take is they've obviously got an immense amount of quality in forward areas, and the chance drops to the boy at the end, and he puts it away. So yeah, that's tough. I thought we had a number of outstanding performers today, obviously to a man second half, but I thought Charlie Davis was just outstanding. Honestly, I thought he was so good, and Cams as well. There's a number of others that were very good, but I thought those two were just immense. And I think something that we always notice is in games like that, when it's like I said, full throttle and it's chaotic, you want players to take responsibility, to take the ball. And those two, among a few others, did that in abundance as well tonight.
There are a number of attacking players on the bench today. Do you want to touch upon why some of the players were on the bench and maybe not in the starting 11?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a whole lot of choice, to be honest. So AO hasn't trained this week. He's been ill. IK's been ill this week, hasn't trained. Chris Campbell just coming back from his knock, and Salim obviously just coming back from injury. So even if we had wanted to start those boys, which obviously we may have started one or two of them, we wouldn't have been able to. So yeah, that's the reason for that. I think, look, the way the game panned out, I don't think it was the worst thing in the end, because the boys that started the game, even though we were under the cosh in the first half, they got us through it, and they got us going in the second half, and then those subs came on and made a massive difference. I thought you saw Salim was superb. IK was a real threat. Chris obviously had to come on at left back. So we didn't mention we got Dory injured, which didn't help either. Cams had to go in at centre back. So that was the reason for that. And the positive is you get a nice impact like we got.
Do you think the fact that we obviously had quite an extended break, I mean, it was 17 days without a first-team fixture, bar the Dorset Senior Cup game, which is all the 23s basically. Yeah. How much impact do you think that had on tonight's performance, and the fact we haven't had regular minutes in a while?
Not a lot. I think we looked really fit. We trained hard in that time. We trained hard. We trained almost, apart from the day of the 8 game where it was a bit late to sort something. We've trained every time we could. And like I said, we trained hard. So I think the boys look really fit. We actually look really fresh, I thought. And I know when it's a goal conceded in the 95th minute, you could put it down to legs, but I don't think it was that. I think we just got a little bit wrong on the press. They got in behind us, and then they've scored. So it was frustrating to go so long without a game, but we've had the opportunity to work on a lot of things. Didn't see a whole lot of it in the first half. Saw most of it in the second half.
Another tough test against Basingstoke back at Tattenham on Saturday. How are you looking ahead to that one?
Yeah, I think we've got to look forward to it now. This was horrible to take. I also think it's got to give massive credit to Farnham, because they were very good, like I said, first half. I think that's the best the team's played against us, the way they played in the first half, possibly since we've been here. So credit to them. But yeah, Basingstoke, tough game. They've picked up a bit. I don't know if they played tonight, but they've picked up a little bit recently. They're always very tough opponents. I think they set up well organised. They're hard to break down, and they've got a lot of energy about them. You know, like I said to you earlier, I think if we perform how we performed in the second half there, you know, we will win most games. So I think the message will be replicate that second half with a little bit more clinical edge in the final third. And, you know, the home games we've got coming up, we can feel very confident with if we're going to perform like that. So, yeah, I think that's the message for the boys. We need to, you know, it's a cliche, but breathe a little bit, dust ourselves off. We'll reflect on it for Thursday. And we need to come out firing on Saturday.
Cheers, Joe.
Cheers, mate.